Hey, this is the Iowa Hunter here at the Rock and Bee. We carved out a little bit of time today. We're up working on the ranch, and we had this field, clover plot. My son-in-law mowed it the other day for me, and I had a spot that came out in there. Center was supposed to be Powerplant with climbing peas and give all kinds of cover and everything, and then a strip around the outside about 12 foot. It never came up. Grass came up. Beans germinated a little bit. I didn't get one sunflower out of probably 3 or 4 acres of power plants. So I don't know the weather or what, but it was total dud. Anyway, so he cut her nice and short, and I come in here to disc her up today. I'm gonna go to the back 40 and start getting some of that ready for food plots, but I already had this section ready for power plant, so I decided to go ahead and disc that up too so that the clover's not in there, and push them out toward the center because I got to stand over here, and this has been a real high area for deer to cross through that crossing over there, through over here, kind of an X. But I want to show you what I use. I put this little Kubota together. It's X1100C, air conditioning, heating, great machine. Rigged it out with some real good LED lights so I can work right into the dark. And you can see there I got all my hydraulics for the wintertime. I can put my 3-point onto the front and use it for pushing snow. UTV Hitchworks has the setup for this. And then I got a 3-point on the back. I'm not getting a lot of lift on my 3-point right now because I got over 1,000 pounds in my box and it's really squat in the back of that thing. I was going to haul this fertilizer up to the back field, but I decided to disc this a little bit. But the deal with the 3-point on the Kubota is you not only have 500 pounds of lift, you have 500 pounds of down pressure. So, you know, the disc weighs, over 300 pounds. So then you can put, you can lift, and then you got 500 pounds of down pressure. You can see that. You can lift the back of that Kubota up. And when you can put that down pressure down there, I mean, this was just regular ground with grass growing in it. I mean, when you can disc this up like this, that's a pretty good deal for a little machine. I bet I could plant, well, I think I planted probably 6 acres with this. It's not the quickest thing, but she gets in and out of them small spots and gets the job done. You can run in high, or you can put it in float mode, or you can run in low and get down deep. Whatever you want to do. It's hard for me to show you anything because I can't turn this camera around backwards while I'm discing. I don't know if I can film anything or not. Maybe you see it throwing up some dirt, but then you can lift the disc up. And that disc I have is a single row, but you can angle it either way, and I have it angled to the inside. It seems to break the ground up better and pull it in. If I go up top and I want to do procedures, I may put them inline and just bust that crust up a little bit so I don't put them in too deep. He didn't mow any of this, so I put her down deep in here, put her down in low. She's really digging down in there. There's the other stripping in. Look that good there. Now this is just as thick as that was, but it was with grass. We all know it's a lot harder to disc the grass here than it is just black dirt area. It's getting pretty fluffy in here now. They come in here and roll it down flat a little bit before I'm not sure exactly what I'm even going to put in here yet. I missed this spot over here, it looks like. what that little setup can do from UTV Hitchworks. Nothing nicer than being in a freezing cold cab and getting her done. I got this disc and everything from UTV Hitchworks, and I ain't had my share of little problems. Most of it was when it got put together up at Kubota, a couple bolts come loose, and that's never good when you got so much weight back here. I mean, you got 350 pounds of disc probably, and then you got 800 pounds or 500 pounds of down pressure. You know, so that's under, you know, 850, 900 pounds pushing in them blades into the ground. And if a bolt comes loose, it's not usually good. But so you can adjust this disc to straight, outward, inward. And I can drive back way in the back. I got some fingers I can get through just where this thing barely fits through the fence in a tree, and I can squeeze this through, and then it goes back in there and opens up into the woods into a nice big area, and I can disc up, you know, 2-3 acres, whatever it takes, you know, smaller plot, whatever. And then I got a couple more attachments clear over there. That yellow deal, that's a Snow X. It spreads only rock salt. Goes on the back here, holds 450 pounds. Got a control box. You can see how dirty my Kubota is. I don't have no trash out here yet. Control box right down here. And pretty nice with the Kubota though. And a control box controls the flow of salt. And I throw that disc on the front, and I do 540 foot of driveway. It's got 60 foot incline. Keep it right on down, and then I can I throw that on the back. The only deal is I have to take this 3-point hitch off the back, which is mostly just a couple of pins, but then you do that on this particular one, you have bolts. There's another Kubota before this that had leaf springs. The independent suspension like this is a newer one, smoother ride, but not as tough as the one with leaf springs. The one with leaf springs is probably a little bit better setup. An older one would work better for this. But I put that Snow X on here, and I put down like 4,000 pounds of lime in that. Filled the back end of that thing up. It'll be my son-in-law, and put 450 pounds of lime in that spreader. We just leave the lid off of it and turn it on whatever, 1 or 2, and start driving, and it throws that daggone lime everywhere. And I would have used it for the fertilizer, but I didn't want to have to take this whole daggone disc off here to get it on there, so I might spread that fertilizer by hand. But I'm just giving you a little look at what I use for my food plots. You know, would it be nice to have a big tractor? Yeah, in a lot of places, you know. One time go over it and it'd probably be perfect. This one here, I run back over it a few times, but heck, I got air conditioning in the radio, and I'm pretty comfortable in there, so it works really good for me. You know, it's an all-around machine. It's got a dump box, hydraulic dump box that hauls up to like 1,500 pounds. I just hauled a bunch of gravel rocks to the back for my crossing. Use the dump box on it. I've hauled dirt. I use it kind of like other people would a four-wheeler. I drive around and I mend fence with it. It gets really hot, you can get in and fog your glasses up. I use it to set my water tanks. I use a 3-point when I take the disc off there. You can pull up the fence post, and I got a little piece of chain around there and lift the 3-point, and it'll pull the fence post right out of the ground, which is kind of nice. All kinds of uses for it, but I'll throw this on there, and all I gotta do is pull this pin off, the pin on the other side, and this pin right here, and that disc pops right off there. And if I want the arms off, then I take this pin off and these 2 pins down here, and the arms come off. And if I want this 3-point off there, then I gotta take these bolts out, and that's right. I just don't like doing that, and you gotta slide the receiver out and all that stuff. So anyway, that's my little baby, and we're gonna get back to work and see if we can't get something out of these fall food plots and get something going. Everything went to weed so bad on my back, 40, 50, 60 acres back there, is because I'm building this house, but I had a washout. Not this crossing, but my other crossing, and it was 10 foot deep. It was a culvert crossing, and when it washed out, I couldn't get back there with my Kubota, which meant I couldn't get my sprayer back there. And I was just too busy with the house. See, this crossing is looking good. I mean, it can rain or whatever, and you can go up and down here. There's a whole belly dumper of rock down there. But this crossing is great. The other one's just a little culvert crossing, and you probably saw it on my other video. I put in 28 foot of culvert, flattened her out. Need a little rock on the end still. I put some rock on there, but that's the reason I couldn't get to my back. I call it the 40 acres because that's where I have quite a bit of different food plots up there, and they're just really grown in the weeds. I went back there and sprayed it once and realized I didn't mix the Post Plus at all, what I should have. But I can go up there and knock them weeds out now. It's going to be a really nice food plot next year and this year. The deer are still in there thick on the plot watcher camera, but I hate to see a field get that much weeds in it and not be able to get back there to mow it or spray it or anything. But you know, sometimes you're stuck with what you got. I got a lot of irons in the fire here, building a house and trying to take care of my dad and grow food plots and deer and everything else. Everything has to be in its own order. And as you know, we've had a really tough year this year. Hopefully this rain and this wind that we've had just here this last day, which wasn't a ton, but that might help with the EHD just a little bit. But you know, those things can't fly good at wind. See, we got a little bit of a breeze today, so any wind or rain to wash out some of the stagnant water, and then the quicker we can get into, I know I ain't gonna be a while, but before we get into a freeze to kill them things off. But here in Warren County, we're looking at a bad year for EHD, but that was another video. Anyway, I'm gonna keep working. I'm sure my son-in-law's gonna show up over here later today and wonder what the hell I've been doing. But this is Iowa Hunter at the Rock and Bee, and we're out for now. Have a blessed day.